Hey guys, finally it's happening. This is the first episode of the new podcast series. And in this podcast series, I'm basically going to answer questions that you guys sent me on Instagram or on other platforms. And yeah, for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Maximilian Plück, a burnout prevention and mental health optimization coach. And yeah, let's see how I can help you in this episode. First question is from the HAHG real estate team. They asked me, what are your top 3 tips to balance work and home life to build stress resilience? So I think I'm going to first dive into stress resilience itself. Of course, things relevant to stress resilience are generally, first of all, time management, that you do things efficiently. For example, if you say, okay, this meeting is probably going to take us 15 minutes, it may take you 15 minutes. If you say, okay, this meeting is going to take us 40 minutes, we're going to plan 40 minutes for it, then it's probably going to take 40 minutes, and the results of that meeting might be very, very similar. Then, of course, if you want to be efficient at what you do, avoid distractions, put your phone into flight mode, avoid any unnecessary notifications. Also make sure that the screen you are working on is at the height of your head or above for best cognitive effects. And especially early in the day, work in a bright environment to have a cognitive boost. Now, of course, other things that are important for stress resilience are just taking breaks in general. You just don't want to get overwhelmed. So take some breaks, and in those breaks, move a little. You can stretch a little, go for a short walk, get some natural sunlight from outside, do some neck stretches like this, then the other direction, hold them a bit longer. I'm just making it short for the sake of convenience in this podcast. And yeah, of course, if you're really stressed and you need to release stress very quickly, then just take some deep, long breaths into the belly with longer exhales than inhales. Next thing, also very important, is you want to have some source of joy and fulfillment in your life. In the best case, your job is fulfilling you. It's like your dream job. You really do what you love to do, and then also when you have downtime, you get to spend time with the people you love. Maybe you have a creative expression that you're acting on that really fulfills you. That's like the best case scenario. But the most important thing is have something in your daily life that makes your heart sing. If it's not your job right now, then maybe have a creative expression that you act on for only 1 hour or so in the evening. And if it's your job, if there are elements of your job that you really love to do, then really cherish them, enjoy them, and make the best out of it. Because doing things you love to do and generally being in a positive state of mind makes you much more resilient to stress. Next aspect is, of course, jobs take some energy. Working can be hard sometimes. So you want to make sure that you have your day structured in a certain way that allows you to have downtime sometimes. That means in the most practical way that when you get home, you can expect a few hours of really relaxing and having a safe space. That's a very important condition, actually. Give yourself some mental rest. It's not always about physical rest. It's about a combination of physical rest and mental rest. That you know that, okay, now all the things are done, shut down complete. We can relax now. You can actually have a to-do list for the day, and the last thing you tick off is the box shut down complete. Or you can just say it to yourself while you're shutting down your laptop after work, shut down complete. So you have a clear line, a clear structure. This is very important, actually, after which you can get to relax. Last tip in that context, have a regular exercise routine. I personally move every day, either it's strength training or yoga. And yeah, I really cherish it. It really helps me a lot. For many people, it might be a little bit too much, but I can just encourage you to work out regularly and move regularly, because it really helps to reduce stress. In the first place, it's like a huge stress buster, but then it also makes you more resilient to stress. And what I personally love the most is doing sports outside in nature. This is the best case scenario. This is one of the best things you can get. So if you can work out in your garden with some weights, or you can go running in a forest, these are great options. So thank you again for this awesome question. I hope the answer was helpful. And let's move on to the next question, coming from Sophia. How would you encourage excitement and joy when life's daily routine begins to feel monotonous? Like, even if you love your schedule, but you're someone programmed to extreme variance. Very interesting question. The first thing that comes to mind for me is, when you do something that you already do, can you, each time that you do it, find something new? Can you be so involved in what you're doing that every time you do it, you get to a deeper level of perception, or to say it with less drama, can you just do it very mindfully? These are the situations in work where there's nothing else but what you're doing right now. You're so involved in it that you don't really notice what's going on to your left and to your right. This is how you get into a flow state, basically. And even if it's an activity that you have done very often, this flow state can still be very nice, very pleasurable, because you are 100% in the moment. I know someone, he's a mentor of mine, he just worked on his phone at a train station. This is an extreme case, but he answered some messages, and his train came to the station, and he didn't notice. He just kept working, and then the train left again, and 20 minutes later he noticed, oh wow, my train apparently was here, but it's gone already, and I was just too immersed in my work. Of course, in that case, you could argue whether it was helpful that he was so immersed in his work. But I mean, if you're at work, if you're in your office, then I think this state of mind would be the most effective. Or can you do the task simply in a new way? Can you make a game out of it? Can you do it in a fun way? Can you use a background music that helps you focus, but that's still a pleasure for you? Next thing is co-working. You probably know this, but when you work in a place where other people work as well, it helps to keep you focused. And it's somehow simply a nice feeling. Everyone's just doing their thing, and it's still a calm place, and you can chat with each other if you want to. But even when you don't, there's a subtle feeling of community and calmness, and also productivity, and being productive doesn't feel that hard anymore. So that's an aspect you can take leverage of. And also, when something goes right, celebrate your wins. I mean, even the small things, because yeah, sure, it's about doing the things that we like to do anyway. But still, when there's a good result, when we achieve something with it, that's still worth celebrating, and we can give ourselves a pat on the back for that, to make the whole work situation more exciting, and to motivate ourselves for the next time when we have to do a similar thing. Also, it may be helpful to have a big why for what you're doing, a big motivation. In the best case, it's something that's connected to your heart. So maybe you just do it for your family, or of course you can do it for yourself, to maintain to achieve an even better standard of living. Or maybe your job is really connected to a topic that you love. Maybe it's for a greater good, and you know that, but sometimes the work is very monotonous. And then if you know your why, your big motivation, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and how it serves others, or how it serves you, then this can also give you an energy boost. And last but not least, you're saying that you're programmed, or that some people are programmed into being used to extreme variance. So doing different things, not always doing the same things. And yeah, I get that. But the idea is also, if you say that it's programming, can you maybe change the programming a little bit by teaching your body how great things can be achieved by even doing the boring things over and over again? By, and now we get back to a previous point, celebrating your wins. Can you teach your body that this is something worthwhile? Because I think intellectually you already know that sometimes the work just needs to be done, but maybe your body hasn't quite understood this, and it will understand when you celebrate your wins. Next, we have a question from Caressa, which is, how do I stay mentally in it when I feel like I'm starting over? That's an interesting question, I think, because I think starting over doesn't necessarily involve getting mentally out of it. What I'm reading in between the lines is that you're kind of disappointed that something before didn't work and now you have to start over. And yeah, you're a bit disappointed that you have to start from the beginning again. Maybe you have to set up new things, which is totally understandable to be disappointed by. But here's what I would say about that. I would first of all see if you can take any learnings from whatever project you had going before, even if it failed in some way, or especially if it failed in some way. What are the learnings that you can take from that, and how can you implement them to supercharge your progress in the future? I am a fan of using especially what went wrong, or what didn't go so well, to supercharge your future, your progress in the future. Edison needed 1,000 tries or so to really make the light bulb work. And of course, obviously, it was totally worth it. So he just needed to find out the ways that didn't work to make this enormous, incredible invention. So nothing is wasted. And after all, we're all only human. We're not like we can't do everything perfect the way a superhero would do it. A little bit of process is always involved. So forgive yourself if needed. Talk about what happened with your friends. I'm sure they have similar experiences, and you can talk about it with them. And also give yourself some credit. I'm sure you're doing much better than you think. And find some excitement in what's to come, because every time you start something new, it's an exciting place to be, because you have a lot of control over the new direction, and there are a lot of new things to discover and potentially a lot of fun to have. Next question is from Jackson, and it's, well, what if my best quality is what drives my despair? But if I change this quality, it will derail my entire life. That's an interesting question to get into, because I think a best quality is just a strength, a talent. Maybe the problem is not the quality itself, but the way you use it or your attitude towards the quality. And that may come from an underlying sense of anxiety or consistent stress, which again we might be able to address just through lifestyle decisions, a healthier lifestyle to build a healthy state of mind, a balanced state of mind, which allows you to look at things very fresh and see things in a very positive light. Maybe one of the challenges is also that you feel like your worth is dependent on that that good quality, because of course your worth is not dependent on a quality or a talent. That's an illusion. So yeah, this might demand some one-on-one coaching actually, but of course the best activities to do to achieve a clear and positive state of mind, to release stress, to feel better in your body and mind is exercise. Also yoga, if you haven't tried that already. There are some great yoga beginner videos on YouTube. If anyone's interested, DM me on Instagram at maxi.pluek and I will send a playlist to you that I really like, or maybe I put it in the description below. And yeah, then of course spend a lot of time outside, preferably in nature and in the sunlight. And then you might of course try meditation, because meditation really helps to take the power out of the thoughts. Many people are just or they seem to be running around in life, and they feel controlled by their mind. It's like their mind tells them what to do all the time. And when you meditate daily for even just 8 minutes, you can experience that thoughts just come and go without you having to do anything. And you can observe them. You can stay informed. You can listen to them and think, okay, well, that's an interesting approach. Well, we could try that. But you can also say, okay, that thought is nonsense. And to be honest, many thoughts are nonsense. So that's why meditation is great, and to just have that distance to your thoughts and notice that you are not them, but actually the consciousness observing them. This is an incredibly peaceful state. So yeah, if you want to get into that, try just setting a timer for 8 minutes, sit down in a chair, or even better, in a cross-legged position, close your eyes, relax your body, and just observe the breath as it comes and goes naturally. That's a good start. If you want to go deeper into meditation, please send me a message on Instagram at maxi.pluek, and I'm very happy to guide you deeper in the process, because meditation is a really great tool. So that's actually it for the questions today. I think I went through it quite quickly. It wasn't planned that way, but I think it works, and I hope the answers were helpful. And if you would like to get in touch with me and would like to have a call with me, a one-on-one coaching call, you can get in touch with me on Instagram, or click the link below this video or below this podcast episode on Spotify, and we can get in touch, and I will see how I can help you personally. So I'm excited for that, and if not, then just hear or see you in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time.